and welcome from the circuit Gilles Villeneuve, home to the Canadian Grand Prix, for today's qualifying session. The Canadian Grand Prix has been dominated over the years by Ferrari, McLaren and Williams. They have over 30 wins between them, so I expect a good showing from all of those teams here again today.
That's true, but Mercedes have such a strong package this year, it would surely be a mistake to rule them out of a chance of winning. However, Montreal is a very different type of circuit though, where you have to run the lowest downforce settings of the season so far. It's also extremely hard on brakes, so it's all to play for in today's session.
Hey there guys, it's Tom and welcome back to a brand new video, and this is part 3 of my F1 2015 career mode as Kimi Raikkonen, and we're here at round 7 of the championship, and we are here at the circuit, the Gilles Villeneuve in Canada, and it's a track that I really enjoy and I'm definitely looking forward to, and I think it's generally a very popular track. And one I'm definitely going to be enjoying racing. And here we are then, starting our one and only qualifying lap with 2.5 minutes left to go in qualifying. And we're going to go into turn 1 and then turn 2, bring down the second gear, keep a nice tight line on the apex, and then make sure you take a nice clean exit out of turn 2 to just to get a short swell on the power into the first of 3 chicanes here, which are turns 3 and 4. Take it nice and easy, avoid any of the walls on the exits. We go for turn 5 flat out, slow it all down for turns 6 and 7, into third gear, sacrifice the first apex to get a better exit and propel you down this only back straight, you could say a second longest straight on the track. We go all the way up to 7th gear, we don't hit 8th, bring down 3 gears into gear number 4 for turns 8 and 9. A right left chicane this time, which is the opposite to the first one. And then we're going to go once again a short little burst on the power as we slow it all down to second gear for the hairpin. Make sure you don't lock up, take it nice and easy, kiss the apex, and then crucially try and get some nice traction and try and keep a nice straight line down there straight to give you maximum straight line speed down the longest straight on the track here. Open up the DRS, as you can see they hit as soon as you go past the line, as we're going to go all the way up to about 340 kilometers an hour, and then you want to slow it all down to 4th gear for the final chicane. Don't go with the curbs too much as it can unstable the car. Don't hit the wall of champions crucially. Open up the DRS, and as we come across the line, we're going to set a 1 minute 14.392, pretty much a 1 minute 14.4, and that was pole position for the Canadian Grand Prix, and that's actually a really good qualifying lap from us there, and hopefully that lap can propel us into a race victory tomorrow here at the Canadian Grand Prix. So let's see how we got on in the race.
That's the end of qualifying, and it's Kimi Raikkonen who takes the top spot for tomorrow's race.
Well, he's on the front row and on the clean side of the grid, so unless he gets a poor start, the other drivers might have trouble getting anywhere near him tomorrow.
It's Sunday afternoon here in Montreal, and we're about to find out who's best prepared to take on this 4.3 kilometre track and, of course, the infamous Wall of Champions. Kimi Raikkonen is on a bit of a charge, and starting from pole position is about as good as it gets before the lights go out to start today's race.
He'll want to end this weekend on a high after yesterday's fantastic performance, but he's going to have a lot of competition. I doubt he'll be expecting an easy race, especially considering the teams around him.
Well, it wasn't a good race for Nico Rosberg last time out. It was his worst finish of the season, so he'll be looking to bounce back with a much better showing today.
Nico was talking in the press conference earlier in the week about not dwelling on poor performances. He needs to forget about the last race and concentrate on having a good result today.
It's race day here at Canada, and we're going to gear up to 5 red lights, and the Canadian Grand Prix is underway, and we're actually going to get an okay start, not too bad this time. However, the Mercedes, as per usual, are going to mug us right off the line here, and we're going to have to try and defend from any other attacks, but not been too bad. It wasn't actually that bad of a start. The initial getaway was actually quite decent, but now Vettel was actually attacking us. He forces us onto the grass a bit, and he's actually going to overtake us, so that's 3 positions lost in 3 corners. So even though the additional launch was good, we have still lost a few positions, so we've got to try and make them up now as the race goes on, and make sure we don't fall even further back. And here we are then, going through turns 5 and 6, no sorry, actually 6 and 7, and we're going to try and hunt down Sebastian Vettel, because we can't let the Mercedes build up a lead, otherwise they will run away with it. And now we're going into turns 8 and 9, and we actually had a really sweet run through the chicane, and that's actually going to put us in the slipstream of our teammate as we approach the hairpin. Are we going to go for a move up the inside? Yes, we are. We're going to try and break later than Vettel, and we're going to go up the inside and make them move up into 3rd place, and that's a quick, swift overtake there, and a good response there to Sebastian Vettel's early overtake. And we're now going to see if we can try and hunt down the Mercedes as we skip later on to that number 4, and Vettel's once again stayed with us this time, and he's actually going to come back at us down the straight as we go into the chicane, and Vettel's actually going to fly past with DRS before the chicane even comes up, and Vettel's back into third place, so we've got to overtake him once again, and they actually get a really good run out of the final chicane. Vettel running a bit deep, and Vettel's got a DRS, but we have got a lot of momentum as we're going to turn 1. Can we overtake our teammate? We're going to try and brake late, go up the inside, but Vettel's still there on our inside. We're going to have to try and hang it around the outside, but Vettel eventually prevails, and Vettel is now up into third place once again, so we've got to try and overtake him elsewhere as we skip later on to lap number 5, towards the end of lap number 5, sorry, and we're behind Vettel once again, and we're going to see if we can try and pass him with the DRS, and did what he did to us, and see if we can try and capitalise using the advantage of the rear flap. As we go down the straight, we open up the DRS, and we're actually really rapidly getting in on Vettel there. We're going to try and flap the inside, and we're going to pass him before the chicane, and we're going to make a nice clean move and not running too deep like Vettel did, and we're actually going to keep the position, and we're now up into third place once again on lap number 5, going to lap number 6, and we're going to see if we can try and hunt down the Mercedes now. And so far we're entertaining stuff here this race, and as we skip on to lap number 14, so 9 laps later, nothing happened in our stint as I was trying to catch Rosberg. We're going to go up the inside of the hairpin on lap number 14, but we're running awfully deep, so we decided to purposely run wide so we can just get the DRS instead to still try and overtake him. And as we now go onto the straight, the DRS flap's going to open right now, and we've got DRS open. We're going to go up into 8th gear, we're right into the slipstream of Rosberg. We're going to pull out the slipstream right at the last second, and we're going to get past him easily, way before the chicane even comes up, and we're up into 2nd place now, and we're definitely going to try and mount a challenge here for this victory after that pretty poor start, even though, like I said, the initial launch wasn't even that bad. And here we are on lap 16, and we're just going to try and get past Stevens, who doesn't really get out of the way that good, but we do manage to dispatch him without any troubles. And as we skip on to the end of lap 16, we're now coming in for our pit stop here, and we're going to follow Lewis Hamilton into the pits, and it's going to be a pit stop battle here. We're going to see what pit crews prevail. As Lewis Hamilton comes into his stop, then we're also going to come into our box, and we're going to see Rosberg is going to have to stack up behind his teammate there in the Mercedes pit garage, so that's no good for him. And Vettel, who's our teammate, he should get a clean pit stop, so that's good for him. And here we are, rejoin onto the track, and we're going to rejoin the 2nd place because everybody's pitting this lap, so we're just going to do our thing, and we're going to see if we try and hunt down Lewis Hamilton. And as we skip later on this race on lap number 20, as you can see, actually Rosberg's caught up to us once again. We've dropped miles back from Hamilton. These primes have not worked for us, and this is a one-stop race, so we are going to the end on these tyres, and Rosberg has caught us up, and as you can see, he's already alongside us before the DRS even becomes available, and he's flown past us like we're not even there. And apparently Rosberg was in rich mix, and that, as you can see, that basically just promoted him up into 2nd place, sorry, and not the sort of thing we wanted. Then we're not going to have no chance of getting him back down the straight because he has got a DRS, so we'll have to skip later on in this race. And actually managed to we managed to re-catch Rosberg, as Rosberg did pull out, but 10 laps later, we're on lap number 30 now, and we've actually caught up to Rosberg once again. We've managed to get the DRS. Rosberg actually pulled out a gap up to about 5 seconds, but we've caught him up once again, and with 5 laps to go, can we overtake him and maybe try and get 2nd place in this race? As we go through the final chicane, Rosberg gets a massive slap of oversteer out on the exit, and we're going to get the DRS, and that's going to allow us to get alongside him, and we're going to pass him into turn 1 up the inside. He is going to try and hang it around the outside, but we are going to run him out of road there, and we're up into 2nd place once again. And with 5 laps to go, can we still catch Lewis Hamilton? There is a lot of traffic up front, as you can see on the mini map ahead of us, so there might be a chance for us to maybe do an overtake here at Canada, but it's been an absolutely insane race so far. Loads of action here, and Rosberg's definitely not letting this one go, as he's still on the back of us, as you can see by the little by the driver arrows right behind us. And apparently Rosberg, you might have heard of what Jeff said just now, but he's put up into rich mix, and he's actually going to get a straight back past us down the straight. I mean, look at that speed without even having DRS. He's just flown right past us on the back straight, and we've got to try and overtake him once again here. And with rich mix, I don't think we're going to be able to pass him with DRS, and no, we're not. We're actually going to skip later on here in the race onto lap number 32. And as you can see, we're in Rosberg's slipstream, and we're actually going to get DRS this time, but there is a bit of traffic up ahead which should allow us to maybe gain an advantage on him, and we're not going to overtake him into the final chicane, but we might be able to get a run through the final chicane like last time and try and make a move. Rosberg actually brakes surprisingly early, and that's going to put us alongside him once again in almost a carbon copy of the previous overtake. But as you can see, Rosberg in the rich mix is actually pulling away from us, and we are going to go up the inside, but there's contact. That was a Massa Perez-esque contact from 2014 there, but luckily enough, none of us went into the wall. I went to go up the inside, doubled up the last second, but I actually clipped his rear tyre, which wasn't brilliant. But as we skip on to the end of lap number 34, we're still trying to overtake Nico Rosberg here at Canada. As you can see, we're right on the back of him, and we're going to see if we can try and make a move. Perez is right in front of us as well, so it might get in the way as we brake really late into the hairpin, and because Perez is right there, we should be able to make the move and get DRS at the same time. And Rosberg is actually going to come back at us though with good traction out of the hairpin, and it's going to be a drag race down the straight. We're going to open up the DRS. Rosberg hasn't got any rich mix left, so we're basically even Stevens as we go down the straight. We're going to use Perez as a shield for Rosberg not to overtake us. As we're going to the final chicane, we've managed to get that second position back. We've only one lap left to go here at Canada, and can we hold on to this second position now for the final lap of the race, where our pace has actually not been brilliant this race, but we've managed to challenge the Mercedes. Lewis Hamilton wins the race, and we're going to come through for a second place here at Canada out the final chicane, and we're going to actually take that because that is a brilliant 18 points for us here at Canada, and a result that I think Raikkonen and myself and the entire team will be proud of, as that was a brilliant race, loads of action, and it's definitely very fun to drive. And what a race that was. Really good stuff there from the AI, and generally good stuff.
A great drive from the world champion Lewis Hamilton. On days like today, he's just unbeatable in that Mercedes.
It really was a wonderful performance, and one that the team will be celebrating for some time to come.
That's it for today's Grand Prix, and from Ant and I, it's goodbye, and see you again next time.
So there we have it. That was the Canadian Grand Prix, and a brilliant 18 points for us. Lewis Hamilton takes the race win, takes a full 25, and Rosberg gets third. So good points for Mercedes this race, which will mean they'll get closer in the Constructors' Championship. Sebastian Vettel, there, our teammate, down in fourth for not being able to really put up with the pace of us three at the front. And we actually retake the lead in the championship after that awful Monaco race, and we're 3 points ahead of our teammate now. And Lewis Hamilton is actually starting to get back into it, and him and Rosberg are only pretty much 20 odd points behind. So they're definitely catching us up, and they're breathing down our necks. And it's definitely got to watch out for that. Valtteri Bottas also picking up a couple of points there, which is good for him, and he's also just lingering in the background, so he might be able to, if the Williams do some good upgrades, they might be able to come at us towards the end of the season. In the Constructors, we're 43 points clear of Mercedes, so things are good at the moment in the championship, and hopefully it can remain like that for a little while, and we're going to try and win this championship as we're almost getting to the halfway stage. But definitely guys, if you enjoyed this video, then please leave a like down below, and subscribe if you're new if you want to see daily uploads here of F1 2015. They'll be uploaded every day at 6:30 PM UK time, and yeah guys, that's pretty much it from me, so I'll see you guys next time at Austria. So from me, goodbye.